It's definitely not easy to pull out in free school. Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to Adventure Belt. My name is Kelly. Today I'm installing probably the cheapest winch you could possibly find on the internet from Vic Offroad. It's less than $400. We're gonna get it installed in the FJ80 and we're gonna go out and beat the bejesus out of it. Stay tuned. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So this winch from Vic Offroad is actually a FAIRLEAD produced winch from China. It is a 13,000 pound winch and it is probably by far the cheapest winch you could find on the internet. It's $342, which is an incredible deal if it's a good winch. And you know what, here at Adventure Belt, we are huge fans of the underdog. So we're gonna throw it on the FJ80 and we're gonna go out and we're gonna give it all the testing we possibly can. And we're gonna see if this thing really does overland, because this is not a light rig to pull. All right, let's talk about some specifics really quick on this winch. It comes with a synthetic line, which makes it a little bit lighter, which is really nice. It's a 13,000 pound winch that's actually 1,000 pounds stronger than our Ironman winches are running now on the Tacoma and the 4Runner. It's got a really nice aluminum FAIRLEAD, and the remote comes wired and also runs wireless. Because I have the ARB bull bar on this FJ80, installation should be pretty straightforward. I'm hoping the winch will just slide up in the big open space underneath the bull bar, bolt in place, positive and negative to the battery, and it should be done. Let's begin. I'm gonna start by inserting the square nuts into each end and taking a piece of tape and covering them up so they don't fall out. I've got my hardware all set: bolt, flat washer, lock washer. So right now this control module right here is a little bit too high profile. I'm gonna have to figure out a way to kind of move it, shift it back this way. So I'm gonna take it off just for now. I basically just moved this control module here back 3 inches. Hopefully now it will clear. I've had a couple hiccups mounting the Vic Offroad FAIRLEAD winch to the ARB bull bar, mainly because of the way this bends right here. The winch was actually too long and it wouldn't sit flush against here with the bends in the bar here. I had to use spacers to kind of push the winch off the bar a little bit to have clearance for these angles here. Also because of that, I had to go to the store and get longer bolts. I'm gonna mount up the FAIRLEAD here and I'm gonna do it at the bottom, so it's gonna sit just like this. So you can see right here the way this is sitting, the metal behind the FAIRLEAD is exposed. So I'm gonna raise the entire winch up to get this FAIRLEAD up so that the rope here doesn't cut across the steel, it's only on the FAIRLEAD. The install is done. Now it's time for the wiring. The install actually went pretty easy once I got the little bit longer bolts and those spacers to push the winch off of the plate here. It was just the motor side. It was a little bit long. It wasn't necessarily anything wrong with the winch. It was just the compatibility of the winch with my bumper. Because it's a 13,000 pound winch, big motor. Obviously you're looking at a little bit longer of a motor, so yep. Here with the bull bar, it was just a pinch too long, but those spacers pushed it out about a 1/4 inch, made it all right. Now it's time to do the wiring. Super easy, positive to positive, negative to negative on the battery terminal. Let's do it. First things first, I have to hook up the negative to the bottom part of the motor on that little bolt right there. I got both positives and both negatives out and available. I'm going to route them kind of behind the grille up through the driver's side headlight to the battery compartment. So I basically found an opening right here that I wanted to utilize and then hooked up both positive and negative into this little claw tool and pulled it right in. Now it's just positive to positive, negative to negative. It's all wired up. Let's see if it works. The flat part here goes into the controller. Don't think there is, oh, there is a direction. There's a little nub. Make sure you don't put it in the wrong way. And then the round end here goes into the control box. All right, let's see if it works. Nice. Yeah, it actually works pretty good. All right, let's see how the wireless controller works. This is the wireless control box that goes onto the control panel, and it plugs in here. So you gotta click the button on the remote that says turns the wireless on. Nice. All right, so that is the installation of the Vic Offroad 13,000 pound winch from FAIRLEAD, and it works really good. I have no complaints whatsoever. It was the install was pretty straightforward. Had it not been for that bull bar, it would have gone right in. All right, let's go test it. All right, guys, it's test day for the Vic Offroad FAIRLEAD winch on the Land Cruiser. I've had it on there for a couple months, and honestly, just the daily driving that I do with the Land Cruiser, which isn't a lot, but it is daily driving, nothing is loosened up. It's still as tight as the day that I installed it. So yeah, let's test it. We'll give it just a couple, 2-3 runs and see how it does. Yeah, we're actually gonna hook it up to the back of the Recon trailer because honestly, I don't trust my bumper. Nah, I wouldn't either after the snatch rope testing we were doing. That thing was doing a lot of flexing. Oh my God, and you know what? If it wasn't for that video, I wouldn't realize how much honestly, I can't wait to get rid of that bumper. Yeah, honestly, testing the vehicles and the stuff that we do not only tests the products, but it tests our rigs also. Yeah, so, it does. Yeah, putting it through its paces. All right, let's give these things a test. Do it. So first I'm gonna put it in free spool to get myself a good draw, and then I'm gonna pull it all the way up to the recovery point. And to put it in free spool, it's just a little silver chromed knob that you just kind of lift up. Well, it's definitely not easy to pull out in free spool. Oh. All right, we're back to video.
So close, bro. So close.
It just feels like a lot of drag on the line. But from here I can see the line. I'm definitely not getting anywhere near close to the end of the line, so there's definitely a lot of line in this winch. I'm also using the factory hook, which I wouldn't normally do, but I want to give the winch a full test. And of course we're using an Ironman 4x4 soft shackle because they're awesome. Slowly. All right, so that was the first full pull, and I let it run. I had the engine on, had it neutral, had the foot hovering over the brake in case something went bad, but I wanted to let the winch pull the full weight of the vehicle up this steep incline, and then there was a little step up near the top, you know, like the last quarter.
The crux,
if you will, yeah, and it definitely struggled, but it got up it. Like the 13,000 pound FAIRLEAD winch from Vic Offroad definitely pulled the Land Cruiser up this. I wouldn't say without issues, but it got the job done. Yeah, I mean, initially I didn't realize that it was a bigger winch capacity than it is. And my first thing, I was like, wow, this thing is slow. But when you're geared that low to pull more weight, all the weight, it is gonna run slower. Yeah, and it was definitely very, very slow. I wouldn't say my complaint, but my nitpicking it would be it's super, super loud. Like that is the loudest winch I've ever heard. And it doesn't sound smooth loud. It's just like, I don't know, just loud. It just doesn't sound smooth. Like it kind of grinds just a little bit. Yeah, if you ever need a special effects noise for a machine, that's it. Yeah, like, it's pretty much a Terminator. Yeah. But yeah, the winch remote worked great. I didn't have to let off at all. Like, it just was a smooth run the whole way. I didn't give it a rest period. I didn't do, you know, 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off. I just let it run to see if it would overheat. Trev said the full pull took like 5 minutes.
Almost 5 minutes.
Yeah, so
it was like 4.5.
You know, it's a big truck. And
yeah.
It, you know, 13,000 pound winch.
I mean, that's the other thing, because we're normally used to testing it on the 4Runner and the Taco.
Yep.
And they're a lot lighter than this thing. This thing's a beast.
It's
especially with the V8.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's
right. Not something to be proud of.
All right, we're gonna give this thing 2 more pulls just like that and just see if it overheats, see if anything breaks, and see how it runs.
Just like that, do it.
All right, so that was the testing of the Vic Offroad Fiery Red winch, 13,000 pound, pulling the really, really big girl behind me here, the 94 Land Cruiser. And I thought it did actually pretty well outside of just the being obnoxiously loud and just kind of that little issue with the free spooling, not really coming out smoothly.
Yeah, I wish it was a little smoother on the free spool. I mean, that would be my biggest complaint. I think the dongle's a little big. You know, in comparison to like a Ironman 4x4, they've got a smaller dongle. Wait a minute.
Yeah, bigger dongles are better, bro.
Oh.
Anyway, that was, but on the flip side of that, the Vic Offroad Fiery Red winch is one of the least expensive 13,000 pound winches on the internet at this very moment. So for the price, you really can't argue with the fact that it worked. It pulled up a really big Land Cruiser on 3 back-to-back pulls, and it's warm out, you know, like we're t-shirts here in the desert, and it's warm out, and it's not really that hot to the touch. I mean, it's in its own right, it's kind of impressive for the money.
Yeah, it's all about the bang for the buck.
That's 100% true. All right, guys, I really hope you enjoyed that video. Hope you enjoyed the review. If you did, hit that thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe. It does help the channel. Follow us on IG. Also, if you are interested in the Vic Offroad Fiery Red 13,000 pound winch, I will put a link in the description below, so be sure to check that out, and we'll see you guys next time.
Peace.